Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. Today, we're diving into a pretty complex situation. The question of how former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte is going to, pay for his defense at the ICC.
Yeah, it's a big one.
It is. We've got a lot of material to dig through, covering some really serious charges. Murder, torture, even rape, allegedly committed while he was mayor of Davao City and then later as
A
president.
long period, too, over a decade, 2011 to 2019.
Right. And just to catch everyone up, arrest warrant issued March 7th, made public on the 11th, Duterte surrendered on the 12th, initial appearance in court on the 14th, and now a provisional charges hearing is set for September 23rd.
Busy month.
Definitely.
Go.
So with all that going on, why are we even talking about how he's going to pay for lawyers? Why does that matter?
Well, the ICC, their whole system kind of hinges on this idea of equality of arms. Basically, both sides, prosecution and defense, need enough resources to fight their case fairly.
So if Duterte can't afford a good defense, it throws the whole thing off.
Exactly. Without adequate legal representation, the trial, the whole process, could be seen as unfair.
And I know the ICC has some kind of system to help with that, right? Like legal aid.
They do. It's specifically for those who can't afford legal fees, and they figure that out based on the suspect's financial situation.
So lots of paperwork, I imagine.
Oh, yeah. They have this super detailed form, the Financial Information Form, or FIF. But if someone qualifies, the ICC will actually cover the essential costs. Lawyers, assistants, investigators, anything deemed necessary to mount a proper defense.
Makes sense. And there's also that, what was it, the Office of Public Counsel for the Defense?
Right, the OPCD. They're independent, not directly part of the court itself, and they offer support to the accused. They actually helped Duterte during his initial appearance.
Interesting. But then he went and hired his own lawyer, Nicholas Kaufman.
Yeah, Kaufman's a big name, British-Israeli lawyer, loads of experience at the ICC.
And he's already talking about needing a team of like 5 lawyers, so clearly not a small operation.
Nope. And on top of that, Kaufman's already made some pretty bold statements expressing confidence in Duterte's case and even questioning the ICC's jurisdiction because the Philippines withdrew from the Rome Statute back in 2019.
Which, by the way, happened while Duterte was still president.
Exactly.
So him hiring private counsel like that, especially someone like Kaufman.
Yeah, that pretty much tells us he's not going to be relying on the ICC's legal aid and is planning to get funding from somewhere else.
And that's really the heart of what we're looking at today, right? Where's the money coming from?
It is. And your sources actually point to several possibilities.
Okay, so let's break those down. What seems like the most likely route? Where's the money going to come from?
Well, the first thing to consider is Duterte's own personal wealth. He was in high office for a long time, so it's entirely possible he has some significant personal assets to draw on.
Right, makes sense.
Then there's his political support. Duterte's always had a very loyal base, and we've seen examples, even recently, of political networks mobilizing a ton of money for legal defense.
Yeah, some of those political defense funds can be huge.
Absolutely. And then there's his party, PDP-Laban. They could also chip in or even fully fund the defense, depending on their internal dynamics.
Couldn't he just, I don't know, crowdfund it? I mean, he's got a lot of supporters, right?
Yeah, theoretically, crowdfunding could work. He's a well-known figure, especially in the Philippines. But these are some very serious charges. The gravity of the situation, the controversy surrounding it, that could make it a tricky path.
I imagine a lot of people would criticize it.
Exactly. And it could bring a lot of unwanted scrutiny to the case.
Right, so probably not crowdfunding then. What about the Philippine government? Could they step in and help out financially?
Now, the government's position on this is a bit complicated. Some of your sources suggest they might appoint a lawyer, but specifically to challenge the legality of the arrest itself.
Because of those habeas corpus cases filed by Duterte's children, right?
Exactly. That's their focus. So it's not about funding his defense against the charges. It's more about the arrest itself.
And given how the Philippines has, let's say, not exactly cooperated with the ICC in the past.
Right. And the current political climate.
Yeah, it doesn't seem likely they'd want to directly fund his defense, does it?
Probably not.
Okay, so personal wealth, political networks, maybe his party, but probably not the government or crowdfunding. But this kind of stuff, these international trials, they're notoriously expensive, right?
Oh, yeah. They can drag on for years, involve tons of people, travel, experts, you name it.
So what are we talking about? Ballpark? Millions?
Easily could be. Even the ICC's own legal aid rates give you an idea. They have a monthly rate for lead counsel, and it's over 10,000 euro.
Wow, just for the lead lawyer.
Yeah. Now, imagine someone like Kaufman, privately retained, top of his field, his fees are going to be way higher.
I bet.
And considering the complexity of the case, the sheer volume of evidence the prosecution has already disclosed, it's very likely we're talking millions of euros over the course of the whole thing.
So big money. Has there been any word on where it's coming from? Official statements or anything like that?
As far as your sources go, nothing official has been said about the funding. It seems like everything's being kept pretty private for now.
Okay, so let's put it all together. We've looked at the options, the context. What's the most probable scenario? How is Duterte going to pay for all this?
Based on what we've discussed, the most likely scenario is a combination of his personal finances and support from his political allies. I mean, hiring someone like Kaufman, that signals a well-funded, serious defense strategy.
That makes a lot of sense. And I guess it leaves us with a final thought. Knowing this could involve so much money, and potentially from different sources, it really makes you wonder how that will affect public perception of the whole thing.
Absolutely. In the Philippines, internationally, it definitely adds another layer to how people view the case in the pursuit of justice.
A lot to think about. Thanks for helping us break it all down.
You're welcome.
And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll be back soon with another look at the stories shaping our world.